We back. We back. Big Homie Podcast. We back. We letting everybody come in. You know, we got to bait these topics, man. We got to talk about the looting today. Got to talk about the looting.
What up? What up?
Yo, it's good.
Hey, man.
Really good, man.
Yeah. Big Homie Podcast.
Fact.
Let's get this shit. Let's get the ball rolling, man. We got. Oh man, what a week, bro. What a week. You know.
Yeah, man.
How you feeling, bro? In New York, bro.
It's a lot of mixed signals with me, man.
Okay.
It's a lot of mixed signals with me.
Okay.
What we calling this one?
I got George Floyd as a headline. So we switch that. R.P. George Floyd.
Well, all of this stuff is all about him, but it's so much stuff that we want to talk about. Like, I guess you could make it that one. I guess
We can, yeah. I mean, it's you know what? We're gonna have to keep. We can keep updating it, and we got a few topics that we're covering today. So
yeah, a lot of stuff has just been happening like right now that I'm seeing, and I definitely want to touch on it.
Okay. But how you feeling, man? Let's start with how you feeling, bro. How's your spirits?
Yo, I'm just, you know what I'm a little upset about? I'm kind of upset with the fact that people out here, not even the looting thing, because I understand like y'all looting and everything like that, because you know we're trying to show how angry we are and shit like that, and plus it's 40 million people out of work, so I'm pretty sure once they had the opportunity to steal some shit, it was going to be done. You know what I mean? But the only thing that I've been seeing a lot online and stuff is that, like, it's a lot of dudes that's out here and they professing how, you know, it's time to take a stand. And all I see is a lot of motherfuckers talking shit to the cops, like, yo, y'all pussy, fuck y'all niggas, fuck my dick. I see a lot of that. But when the cops run down on them, motherfuckers being submissive and going down together, like, what is the purpose of that? Listen, anybody that's listening, even on the rebroadcast, when we rebroadcast the shit, if you're going to be out there on the front line, you got to be really ready to go all the way, man. If you ain't ready to go all the way, or, you know, you got shit to lose, or you know, you work for the city or whatever it is, don't be out there, man. Just don't. Because you can't go out there and say you ready to go to war and you got enough heart to talk shit to the cops and all that. And then these niggas run down on you and you giving up right away. Now you got this. Because that's not going to stop them from fucking you up.
Right.
Once you talk mad shit and now they fed up and they running down on you, you can't then go like this. That is not how you do that. The war has already began. The war has already began. Now they got this curfew shit going on now. So martial law is practically in effect, basically.
11 p.m., right?
Once you put a curfew, exactly 1 hour, actually 56 minutes after we end, in another 56 minutes, it's the curfew. See, me, again, I'm a city worker. I haven't got a curfew. I already got the text. Oh, it's going to be a curfew at 11 o'clock for everybody except for city workers. So, you know what I mean? For everybody who didn't know, I work at transit, and I don't have a curfew. I can still go outside. So that's not affecting me. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to get on that front line, don't be in there, suck my dick, fuck the top, fuck that band, fuck y'all, I'll fuck y'all up. Then the niggas run down on you, and now you getting on the floor to get arrested.
You gotta change your heart.
They're gonna pin a charge on you or fuck you up anyway because you out there protesting, talking crazy. So why is you not? Yo, real talk. Like, if either you're gonna peaceful protest or you're gonna stay home. Don't be out there talking crazy, being all aggressive with the mouth, but then when they run down, now you want some, my hands is up, or you being submissive. This is, we passed that point already. We passed that point already. I'm dead ass, my nigga. Like, I got mad shit to lose, but I'm so fucking furious that I'm not talking. I'm not talking, and that's the exact reason why I already know I can't be on no fucking peaceful march. I can't, because the shit that I'm seeing, I ain't got to talk shit to the cops or nothing like that. But if the niggas like push me or do some crazy shit, like, you have to fight for your life. You have to, man. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, a lot of the protesters that's out there saying that they gonna go all in and this and that, they not really ready, man. And if you're not ready, just don't be out there. Don't be out there, B. Like, for real. Like, if you ain't really ready to go all the way, it's casualties in war. And just being on the front line talking shit, that's not gonna cut it.
Agitating.
That's it. So and let's not talk about the undercovers that's out there breaking windows to establishments and stuff like that to coerce people to start looting. Let's not forget about that. You feel me? Because it's a lot of fucking video out here right now showing dudes with the little curly wire.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got the little
You got the
curly wire.
earpiece. You got the earpiece.
Yeah, so they talking to they superiors about, yo, go break them windows over there. Because people that need money right now, they see somebody breaking windows, they gonna follow suit. They see the
And
window.
to mention that there's people be finding pallets of bricks, pallets like
Yeah, they
warehouse
put bricks.
pallets.
Yeah, like, how the fuck they all of a sudden gonna be a pallet of bricks in a spot where it's nothing but stores and shit?
It's fucking Fortnite. It's
You know what I'm saying?
Fortnite.
They drop it. Yo, and that's what I'm saying. They probably taking shit from the games and leaving shit there, but they ain't leaving no guns. They ain't leaving no guns around. You feel me? So that's what's bothering me, man. If you're gonna be on the front line, really be on the line, man. Be ready to die for what you believe in. If not, don't be on that line. That's it. It don't make you pussy or nothing like that. Just, if you know you ain't ready to risk it all and you ain't 10 toes down, just don't go.
Right, right,
Don't go.
right,
Man. That's it.
right.
That's all I gotta say about that. But I'm furious about a lot of things. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I got yo, man. I just know I ain't gonna let no cop fucking play me and beat me up and slam me up and shit like that. It happened before, but I'm just saying, I just know me. I know I'm just not gonna settle for that. So I know if I'm not taking nothing lightly and I'm not taking it laying down, then yo, I'm not ready to die. So I'm not gonna go. It's
Yeah,
just that simple.
I haven't joined the protest either. Uh, and my reasons, because I ain't want to risk someone try to smash my car, or some kind of BS, or what I'm saying, like none of that
Listen, I
goofy
got the
shit.
heart, I got everything I got going on, my nigga. Like, I know I go out there, I'm not taking that bullshit. I see a lot of videos. I swear to you, I'm seeing a lot of videos, and I'm seeing people out there talking big shit. Fuck you, this and that.
Trying to
Oh,
punch the
yo,
cops.
whatever. Fuck you. Yup, yo, it's there. Dude talking this to the cops. A group of them too. It'd be like 10 cops walking, and dudes is like backing up. Fuck y'all niggas, bitch ass niggas, suck my dick. Fuck you, your mother. Then the cops get mad and they running down on you now. Like, fuck it, we just gonna arrest this nigga anyway. Dudes is like this.
Right, right, right.
That's not gonna make them. That's not gonna make them stop charging you to arrest you. Going like this or going like this. After you talked all that shit, those dudes is human just like you. So after you talked all that shit, don't think that, oh, now that you talked all that shit, now they mad and they running down on you. Like, you going like this or like this, that's gonna make them their frustration calm down. It's not. So
Yeah,
be ready to go all the way. That's all I'm saying. Just be ready to go all the way if you're gonna be out there. Be ready to go all the way. That's it. That's how I feel about that. Don't be out there trying to, either you're gonna be a peaceful protester or you're not gonna protest at all. That's it. Cause don't be talking big shit and then you being submissive when it's time to really get busy. Because the war's already on. It ain't time to be out there just talking shit and thinking, oh, and you thinking because people filming that's gonna mean something? Y'all are out there because people filmed a cop murder a black man with a knee to the neck. That's why all of this is going on. Aside from the pandemic and everybody not having money and everybody being furious and shit like that, everybody is out there because the cops wrongfully murdered another black man.
what's up,
You know
D
what I'm saying?
Malone?
So
What's up? What's
that's
up?
what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I got a lot of personal apologies and stuff because I was posting about how I feel like we need to be more responsible, and people just took it like I wasn't in support of the movement, and I'm supporting of the movement. You feel me? They took it
Well,
as like
when
I
you
was
say
just.
be more responsible, what you mean? What you mean when you say be more responsible?
I'm more like the whole we looting. You know what I'm saying? We thank you, Demon. We're looting. We're missing the mark on what we're trying to do. You know, we're out here district. This has turned into a free for all, a kind of a shopping spree of sorts for people. You know what I'm saying? Where people could just run in, snatch, grab
Your signal
things.
breaking up, yo.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
You can
but your
hear me?
signal breaking up. It's like you sounding like Megatron or something.
All right. How about now?
Yeah. It's like
You
you
got me
back in
now?
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, like no, I was just saying, like I got a lot of slander this week, from my supporters just for trying to say like, hey, look, you know, a lot of people are not just protesting out there. People are like you said, looting. People are rioting, and we completely missing. You know what I'm saying? The whole mark. You know what I'm saying? So it's
You know
like,
what? I'm not all the way against the looting and the rioting because I think that's the only way that they're gonna understand that this is serious. If everybody was just peaceful marching and there was no fires and there was none of the anarchy that we seeing, then nothing's going to be taken seriously because they looking at it all. Let's let them go peacefully march and say what they got to say, and that's it.
so
But I
what they're
think
gonna do now that the government? What they're gonna do now that the government's coming in with the military? They're gonna keep that like you said. Now, because we have people being arrested, we have people getting murdered. Well, is you know what I'm saying? We lost George Floyd. Are we gonna risk losing thousands of others? You know what I'm saying, for a cause? You know, and the information gets lost. You know, so I like looking at the case like, you know, if you're really concerned about the black community, do what you feel is necessary. But if you're just out here, I feel like people are just outside because they're just tired of being on lockdown. I said
yeah,
that.
and that's how I feel.
You feel me? Like a
I
lot
think
of
I think people are looting because they're broke and they need something. So you know, what I mean, they're not really out there for that cause. They really out there because they needed to find any reason to start stealing shit. And off the back of this black man's life, they out there doing it.
right.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, yo, D Malone, you want to come in? We're bringing in some guests. You want to come in and say your part about it? I'm gonna have you commentating as well, but we're gonna bring D Malone in, let her speak if she wants to speak her part on it. Just because we're gonna rebroadcast this, and we definitely want to get
Yeah,
as many opinions
we
as
know the
possible.
routine, so bring her in.
All right,
Bring
I'm
her
gonna
in.
I'm gonna bring her in. D Malone, I mean, if you can just say your piece on it, that'd be great.
Look, I'm like, I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready. I'm sorry. Yeah, we want to
Now
hear
you're
more
so oh.
perspectives.
Um so I agree with you, and I know a lot of people, the one thing that I have to come to terms with, and I think as black people, as a people, period, we have to come to terms with, we're not always going to be in agreement. I'm not for the shenanigans.
Right.
I think it's perverting our points. And I think that on a moral standpoint, it's
Hmm.
pushing us further from our believer.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? From our God. For me as a believer, I don't feel that it's okay for me to go into a place and steal things because I'm upset. I don't think that it's okay to I don't think it's okay to go crazy in the streets. I think it's fine to absolutely protest. I think it's fine to do it peacefully. I think that at this stage in the game, we are in need of a different strategy.
Right.
And I think in coming up with another strategy, it takes you being clear headed.
So do you think that is your advice more so that other people outside the community must change, or the people inside the community must change? Because I think that's the big problem, that right now we're shifting the blame And I'm not saying that we should not pay attention to the fact that we're being attacked from outside our community from
Right, we're not ignoring that.
intruders. Right.
Right, we're not
But
ignoring that.
is there a space for self accountability here at all for us?
Accountability. I think that is a big part of everything. Is that not both parties? We're not holding ourselves accountable to our parts in situations. So, I think for me the biggest issue is we're not loving each other enough. We don't even know what love is anymore, and we have come to, what's the word I want to say? We've come to make up our own version of what love is,
Right.
and we've made up our own version as to how things should go. And it's not the absolute accurate way. So if we look at how our ancestors have done things, we
Mm-hmm.
go back to Martin, we go back to Malcolm. And I think that both were effective, but I think the light has to overpower the darkness.
Right.
And at this point, we're becoming the darkness
The
because,
darkness. Right.
yeah, we're becoming the darkness because we're allowing the darkness to invade our hearts, and we're so angry about what's happening that we're keeping the anger. And I'm fine with us being angry, but we can't stay angry. Now, okay, I'm angry, but it's just like a boxer, and I've given this example before. It's like a boxer. If a boxer, and my dad taught me this when I was a little girl, if I go into a fight mad, I lose.
Mm.
I lose automatically because my strategy that I had is off. So now I'm throwing haymakers instead of throwing straight jabs.
Right.
Where I could be throwing the right punches, I'm throwing the wrong punches. And so as much as people may feel angry by what we feel or what we say, guess what? Unfortunately, what people also forget is I owe you nothing. My opinion is my opinion. And if you don't like it, you don't have to.
Right. Right.
You
No, but
understand
yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
And you
I've
don't have
yeah.
to even like me. That's completely up to you. But here's where the problem comes in. Is although we have systemic racism on the outskirts of our lives, we got colorism on the inside. You understand what I'm saying? Like we have people who have, there's a status issue. You don't speak to me because I don't have this many followers. You know, you're in a whole live, and you only speak to the people that you know. You only love the people that you know. You only speak to and talk to people that you know. That ain't how God intended it.
Right. Right. Right.
And so we're not moving in the flow that God intended us to move in. And now you mad when somebody speaks the truth. That's fine. When Jesus spoke the truth, people hated him. So
Completely.
me personally, I don't care if you're upset and if you don't like me. That's none of my business. I'm here to get you to see the light. I'm here to be light for you. But at the end of the day, I can't govern myself according to being liked. I want to love you, and I'm going to continue to love you, but I'm not going to fashion myself to be a liar so that you could feel comfortable in your mess.
Mm. So are we being too emotional? And that's kind of the point I was trying to hit. Is
Absolutely.
I don't want to call the black people out because I'm black, and I don't want to make people
We
feel
all,
like I don't care. I don't want people to make it feel like I got a lot of people feeling like I don't care about black people, and I had to let people know, hey, look, in every situation I'm in, I'm black. If I want to appeal to a job, I'm black. If I want to appeal
I'm
to a
black.
woman, I'm black.
I'm
Right?
black.
Kiss this
Right.
black face. Hire this black employee. Like I can't separate myself from my blackness. So I,
Right.
I kind of felt at the same time that, all right, because I'm black, I have this opportunity to speak to my community. But I just felt someone, and I took down all my posts about the riots today. After I had a conversation with my cousin, he said he felt like I was kind of deflecting from the issue of yes, we have black community problems, but he wanted to focus at one problem at a time, and the problem right now is police
Agreed.
injustice. And he felt like I was
Agreed.
deflecting, and I was like, you know what? Good point. But my first instinct is always to what can I do? Because I don't feel like I
Absolutely.
depend on people. But so
Absolutely.
my question to you is: are we being too emotional? And if we are, what's the rational way to look at everything that's happening now?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to say we're being too emotional. I do believe that with a lot of this situation, when you get mad at somebody or you get mad at something, you start picking at every little thing. And I think that a lot of what's happening is we're losing focus. Like you said, we're losing focus on what we're supposed to be focused on.
Mm,
And so when we're peacefully protesting, I think it's amazing. I think that's awesome. For me personally, I don't know if I want to be outside, in a group of people like that. No. But what I can do is my part is I can keep, putting out the word. I can keep praying for people. I can keep encouraging my people. I can do what I can do. The thing that happens with us is we expect everybody to do the same thing that we're doing. Your journey is your journey. What you do is what you do. Let me do what I do. We want everybody to speak up and speak up and speak up. Some people don't even know what to say. They
mm,
don't even know what to do. So let your focus be on what your focus is on, is which is getting us to have justice. That's what our focus is, to get justice. Our focus should not be shifted to who's not doing what. Because then if you're
mm.
paying attention to who's not doing what, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So
Facts.
that's my point of view on it. I don't feel like we're being too emotional. I feel that we're not using our emotions wisely.
Mm,
And I'm not judging anybody because that's not my job. But I'm saying we could do better as we go along in this situation. I could do better. We can all do better. Um, at just staying focused
I
because
feel
this
like
is
we
what we
have
should.
a little bit of a diversity problem too. I realized that when I didn't have the same opinion and I didn't have the same message that everyone was saying,
Then
Black
you're the
Lives
enemy.
Matter, I'm the enemy. Right?
and
Oh, he's
that's
the
not and
Uncle
that's
Tom.
wrong. And
Right,
that's
right,
that's where I feel that that's wrong. Nobody should be condemned. If I don't condemn you for the things that you do, why are you condemning somebody? That's what I'm saying about focus. Now you're a part of the problem. If because I'm not doing something, you hate me, then my love and your love for me is conditional. That's not love. And we're not
right,
we're not fighting this with love. We got to come with some more love,
right,
because love
right,
is unconditional. So if I don't do what you want me to do, you're no longer cool with me. Then we have conditions to what we got, what our love is supposed to be, and that's not it.
right. And we're supposed to be for Black lives, right? I mean, are we for the only the Black lives are dead? Or are we supporting the Black people that are alive now? Like, are we
Right.
only concerned about what? Because I made the point before that George Floyd. The sad thing about George Floyd is that did we really care about him up to his death?
Mm, right.
He became someone we cared so much about only after the knee. And I'm not saying that that wasn't an important thing, but I'm tired of our martyrs being people that are first murdered then loved. We're not
Mm.
loving these people when they're alive. We're not loving
See,
these,
that's the
you
big
know?
thing. Let's love each other while we're here. Let's love
Right.
on each other while we're here. And someone said, I think it's my friend Dina. She's like, let me see, and she's probably not hearing, but she says something. She's like, I know what love is. I love my children. Oh, that wasn't who's
Oh,
that?
that was World, yeah. So that's my
Oh,
my
World.
host. Yeah.
Love is so multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? Love is so big. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not boastful. Love is not rude. Love doesn't, want its own way. And love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. And because of how angry we are, I'm angry. I'm upset. But I want to use my anger in a way that is going to actually benefit us. I want it to be able to help each and every one of us, not just myself, and I'm not trying to do this just to make myself look good.
Right, right. What you think some people are doing? Everyone's kind of jumping in, and they got an opportunity to appeal to the black community. To kind of, some people are not being, they're being insincere about the support for the black community, possibly.
If they are, that's completely between them and God. I don't have nothing to I
No
have
judging.
nothing to do with that, and again, like I said, I'm not judging. I'm not trying to be, judgmental at all. I call it like I see it, and I see us as a people. We are amazing. We are amazing people. We have so much power. We have so much authority, but we're not tapping into it, I believe, the way that we should.
Right, right,
And
right.
we've been given an opportunity. Tough times don't last always. These difficult situations, they don't last forever. We have things that we can make help this situation that will create a lasting impression. So, a lot of the looting and a lot of the rioting, it's not even, our class of people, our race of people, but it doesn't make it right either.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean? And whether I think a lot of it, like your guy said, was that it's because of the circumstance that we're in right now. You've
Right,
been cooped up, and money is short, so I get it, but morally, you're coming off your standards.
right, right. So hold that
So
right
be
there.
no
I
short
really
one.
appreciate it, what you're saying, and let's
Thank
keep
you.
this
Definitely.
conversation going. Yeah, thank you. God
Got
bless
you.
you. I hope
You
you
too.
stay
God
safe,
bless you.
yo.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Night.
Yeah, guys, these are the tough conversations that we have to have in the black community, yo. These are the tough, tough conversations we have to have in the black community, and it's good to hear that we could still come together even if we disagree. I mean, World, what do you think? I mean, she gave us some good insight on what
Gave a lot of good
other
points.
people
She gave
think.
a lot of good points and everything. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
Right,
her comments and everything. But you're right. Like, see, see, what I said from the very beginning when we first got on is like, I just don't like the backpedaling. You feel me?
right,
Like,
right,
you can't, if you're really gonna stand for something, don't fall for anything, right?
right,
So if you're gonna be out there protesting, you gotta really
right,
be ready to go all the way. Like,
right,
if,
right,
if you out there, you talking big shit to the cops, or you in their face and you doing all of that, you got to be ready for the repercussions. Like I'm saying, I'm not. It's kind of up and down with me about the looting stuff. Like I'm not all the way against it, but I'm not all for, saying certain stores being looted when it's, black owned businesses that's small. Like those big corporations, who gives a fuck about them? They getting bailouts anyway. They all just got checks for fucking $100 million anyway. You know what I'm saying? So the
right,
small businesses, I do have a issue with people doing shit to them. Like I seen something online where a man was screaming and talking about, why is y'all attacking my business? I'm here with y'all. I'm doing what, you know what I mean? I'm a black man too with a own business. Why is y'all destroying my shit? And I get that. And I understand that people's out there standing their ground to their establishments because they want to protect their shit. But I'm also all for making a really important, serious statement so that people know that we are really hurt and we are really tired of the bullshit. And I feel like just peacefully marching that's not gonna just cut it. It's not gonna work.
peace,
That's
bro.
that's not just gonna work, bro. Like Martin Luther King
Right,
peacefully marched for a long time. A long, long
right,
time. And
right,
what did
right,
they do? They murdered him.
right, right, right.
And back then, people were way scared to defend themselves against the cops because we wasn't even quote unquote free. You know what I'm
Right, right.
saying? So, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you got to do some really outrageous, outlandish stuff to get the people. And once you get there, you got to know what to do after that. That's when you strategically think, when you get their attention. But you got to do something to get their attention. The cops is getting everybody's attention when they killing motherfuckers on camera. Y'all want to play you something? Look, I want to play this. This lady spoke, said everything. She said
Okay, yeah,
everything.
let's listen to it.
This is a coordinated activity happening across this nation. And so we are in a state of emergency. Black people are dying in a state of emergency. We cannot look at this as an isolated incident. The reason why buildings are burning are not just for our brother George Floyd. They're burning down because people here in Minnesota are saying to people in New York, to people in California, to people in Memphis, to people all across this nation, enough is enough. And we are not responsible for the mental illness that has been inflicted upon our people by the American government, institutions, and those people who are in positions of power. I don't give a damn if they burn down Target, because Target should be on the streets with us calling for the justice that our people deserve. Where was AutoZone at the time when Philando Castile was shot in a car, which is what they actually represent? Where were they? So if you are not coming to the people's defense, then don't challenge us when young people and other people who are frustrated and instigated by the people you pay. You are paying instigators to be among our people out there throwing rocks, breaking windows, and burning down buildings. And so young people are responding to that. They are enraged. And there's an easy way to stop it. Arrest the cops. Charge the cops. Charge all the cops. Not just some of them. Not just here in Minneapolis. Charge them in every city across America where our people are being murdered. Charge them everywhere. That's the bottom line. Charge the cops. Do your job. Do what you say this country is supposed to be about, the land of the free for all. It has not been free for black people, and we are tired. Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people. America looted the Native Americans when they first came here. So looting is what you do. We learned it from you. We learned violence from you. We learned violence from you. The violence was what we learned from you. So if you want us to do better, then damn it, you do better.
You see that?
Yeah, we're not responsible for the mental. Yeah.
Who did I was just going around? She just said it. Like, there is systematically mental issues from generations of us being. Like, see, he said it. You know what I'm saying? FO 500 was good, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's good, bro?
It's been so much of this. It's been so many times that the cops has wrongfully murdered somebody. And it's happening over and over and over and over. When is something really going to be done? So I'm like,
no, you're right. I think the method can be the same, right? Because we're crazy if we do the same thing expecting a different result, right? But we gotta admit that Gandhi made good strides with peaceful protests. Malcolm X made good strides with peaceful protests. You know, unfortunately, you know, it was so effective that they murdered these men. You know, these men were both murdered. I heard Gandhi was burned, and Martin Luther King, as you know, was shot. But let's go through some of the topics that we got today, because
if you do your homework, Martin Luther King didn't die from the shot. They smothered him in the hospital.
No, 100%. He was a threat, but he was a threat because he was so powerful, and he did it. You know, he did it with love. He did it with compassion. You know. But look, I want to talk about some other things we got here, man. We got a few things to talk about. I know time is against us. We got an hour on this. What do you think about J.R. Smith's reaction? Did you get a chance to watch the video? I know we talked a little bit prior to the recording of this. Did you get a chance to watch J.R. Smith watch it?
He was kicking some white dude in the head. I'm all about defending the property. If you got to defend the property, then you defend the property, man. Like, people out here looting off in George Floyd's name, and they're not looting in his name. They just looting because they want to do stupid shit. They just want to seize this slain black man's name, and they doing it already. again, like I said, I'm not all against the looting and the destroying of property and burning down that precinct and all that. Like that makes some real serious statements, and I'm not mad at
Right.
that. But I'm thinking like if people going around and just breaking this shit just to break it, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really be ready for everything. You gotta really be ready for everything. You gotta
Right.
if you're gonna be out there looting, you gotta really make a stand. Like for instance, burn down the precincts. You know what I'm saying? Go to the precincts where that's where they're housed at. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do it. When she say, "Oh, you got to be strategic," yeah, be strategic with your anarchy. Be strategic with that. Don't go and burn down and break into mom and pop stores owned by black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, be strategic with your anarchy. Go and burn down those buildings and those big corporations that, you know what I'm saying, you know that they exploit the community, but they ain't put back into it. Go and burn down the fucking precincts on the top where they, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them have to rebuild and understand what it's like to lose someone. You feel me? To lose something really important. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the strategic shit we got to do because I'm not against the anarchy of some reason. I'm against that when it's against wrong. Remember, we're banding together because something again was done to one of our people. Don't go out there and just keep destroying your own shit. Go to the communities where it ain't designed to be a black nation. You feel me? So as far as the J.R. Smith is concerned, yo, I ain't mad at the nigga. Somebody breaking in your car, then you defend your shit. That's like even if it wasn't a riot right now, you see somebody breaking your window and doing your shit. You know what I mean? Like you gonna go in. So I ain't even mad at the dude. Then on top of that, it looked like it was a
He's
white
taking a
dude.
risk though. Yeah. He beat the brakes off that dude. He was kicking the dude in the face. It was kind of hard to watch because like, damn man, he's just trashing this dude. But I want to move forward because couple things. I don't know much about the Breonna Taylor case. Do you know anything about the Breonna Taylor case? Well, I believe it's in
Yeah,
Louisville, Kentucky.
the police been in the crib looking for her man, and they fired mass shot in her house and killed her and
And
shit.
she was a
And
cop.
it turned out that there was no drugs or nothing in there. You know how they do, like they run in the house and say, you know, we got a search warrant or whatever. It's like that in my hood too. Like they're always breaking somebody's house at 6 a.m. that they suspect there's drugs being dealt in their house and stuff like that. And that
You just
basically was
start
that
spraying shit
instance. They
up.
ran up in the house looking for her man, which usually is like that. It's usually a working citizen, a working sister working, and she got her man staying with her. A lot of times, hustling or whatever. And when somebody snitch and the police try to, you know, invade to catch the dude, whoever's in that house is going to face the brunt of it. It just was excessive. It was just too excessive and fired multiple shots and the girl died. She wasn't nothing but a working nurse. If I'm not
She's a
mistaken, I
nurse
think
or
she was
officer.
I think she was a nurse or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
I seen her in an officer uniform. That's why I was like, damn, who's this? You know.
Let me see. Let me clarify that up. We got a lot of time, but let me.
Yo, can you guys see World Good? Can anyone see World Good? If you guys can see World Good, can you give us a thumbs up? Oh, I see you good now. I see you perfect now. You're perfect now. No, you're perfect. Good. All right, good. Yo, all right. So, real quick, so we talked about Breonna Taylor. We don't gotta talk about that too much. I think you went into that. I don't know much about it, so I guess on the next episode, I might have to do more research on it. Um, yo, interesting thing in New Jersey, we had two protests that are kind of remarkable. One in North New Jersey, one in Camden. Both of them conducted without any vandalism, any looting, or anything like that. What's your thoughts on that, man? We were,
Well,
these are
look,
two of the most dangerous hoods.
like I said, I'm cool with the peaceful stuff, but although I don't think that's working, and I'm cool with some of the rioting, some of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can't pick your evil. So that's the whole thing. I don't want to be sounding like I'm, being a hypocrite or nothing like that, because I feel like when you're trying to make a statement, you really got to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? The peaceful protest is fine, and because you know you never want to have nothing where people get hurt and stuff like that. But with the peaceful protest, are you really making a statement? Like, are you really getting the attention of the government? Are you really getting the attention of the people? I think all of this looting and shit is what's really getting the people's attention. That was really making them. Now it's a curfew. In another 21 minutes, everybody got to be off the streets. unless you a city worker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can still move around if I want, but you got to be off the
In
street.
New York.
Looting is what did that. Looting. It wasn't just because people was out there peacefully protesting. And I like to salute everybody in every city that's banding together to do this for the. Because this dude was in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? But you got protests and rioting and
Everywhere. Everywhere.
everywhere. So people are banding together and sticking together. Although some of the people are doing it for the wrong reasons, because maybe they're just broke through the pandemic and they home and they want to get out and cause some ruckus or steal some stuff. But I'm telling you, when you do things to the extreme, that's when your message is brought across. But for
Yeah.
all of those guys that's out there trying to riot or they out there trying to protest and they just talking reckless to the cops and talking about suck my dick and fuck you and I'll fuck you up, and then when the cops is ready to get in, then you trying to bow down. Like, you got to pick your poison. Either
They
you're
do
going to
too
be really
much.
ready to go all the way or just don't go at all. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, for real. And I
Well,
know
you
me.
know,
Like, I know.
I'm kind
If
of
I'm in
happy. I'm kind of happy that we're kind of organized in a way. I mean, it's kind of disorganized, but a lot of people are organizing behind one cause. So I think that is a good. There's some good behind this, and that is that we got the numbers. We got the numbers. I think the police don't think they could do anything. I don't think this is rioting. Yeah, some of the rioting's happening by outside parties and looters and people that are coming out of different, like people are traveling from different states, fucking up New York, coming from different states, fucking up the other states that they're protesting in. But overall, I do feel like we're seeing now that we outnumber our oppressor. And so if we could be a little bit more organized in this way, man, I mean, we really could get some really big results.
Yeah, but
We
you know
get,
why? You know where the organization is going awry? I can tell you right now. Because everybody is not out there supporting Black lives, man.
that's what I'm saying. And this is
That's the
kind
whole
of
thing. Like, there's people out there protesting that's not Black, and kudos to you, and I appreciate everything you're doing as a Black man. But there's a lot of people out there that's not there really for the cause. They just doing fuck shit and looting and stealing in George Floyd's name or in Black people's name off the
right.
backs of Black people.
I've
It's not
seen
about
white
a
people.
lot of
I've seen
people
white
out there is
people
not out there for
graffitiing
Black
black.
Lives Matter. They're out there
Yeah.
to loot and do some crazy shit. That's it. That's what I feel. Yeah, we definitely in numbers. Everybody's definitely out there in droves and numbers, and there's a lot of different nationalities doing it. And salute to everybody. But you got a lot of people that's really out there on some false shit, and they're not really out there for the cause. You
We
know what I'm
need a
saying?
leader. I feel like. I feel like we have no clear. It's funny because we're in 2020 and we have no real clear leader of this movement. And honestly, we say Black Lives Matter, but even who the fuck owns Black Lives Matter? Who founded Black Lives Matter? If black, how come if we are black, how come we're not the beneficiaries of Black Lives Matter? So that's the kind of the organization Black Lives Matter. We don't really know much about. From what I heard, it's owned by white people.
You can look that shit up and see. We will have to come. We will have to come back to it, but we're running out of time. We got like
Let's come back to it.
18 minutes before it shuts down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let me just type it in.
I'm gonna just grab this real quick. Nah, completely. But yeah, I mean that's part of the problem. The problem we're getting the money. Celebrities are donating money to Black Lives Matter, NAACP. We got all these different organizations, but we don't have one clear leader. See, in a time like this, it'd be
Black
nice
Lives
if
Matter was formed July 13th,
2013, right?
2013.
Right.
2013.
But who's the founder?
The movement of Black Lives received further support from Democracy of America following the release of policy platform. One of the primary goals of the movement for Black Lives is to promote a democracy that is more representative of Black communities. Let's see. You can't even really believe everything on this shit either.
You can't. And that's kind of, but the fact that we don't know is an issue. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Matter of
we
fact,
don't
you know
have
what?
no
Black
leadership.
Lives Matter was formed when Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin.
Right.
That's when Black Lives Matter started.
But we don't have one leader, y'all. You see, like back in the time of Martin Luther King and them, at least you had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You had all these different leaders that can come and organize and kind of shift the crowd in the direction. We're like this big monster with no head right now. You know what I'm saying? So we have no head, and so that's why we're kind of disorganized.
There's a lot of community activists like my son and you know what I'm saying, different people that's speaking up, but I don't think they all ready, man.
They're not ready.
I don't think there's nobody right now that's really, really ready to really be the head of this frontline movement.
The one that's gonna go to jail, the one that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we can have people step up. J. Cole could try to be. I see J. Cole out there. He could try. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar could try. I mean, there's definitely people who could try.
You gotta remember, these dudes got a lot to lose, my nigga. They ain't giving up this shit.
And that's why that's why we don't have no leader. We need someone that's so courageous that they're willing to risk their. We don't have a Malcolm X, Martin Luther King kind of figure right now. We don't even have the peaceful leader or the violent leader figure right now.
You're absolutely right about that, because we got a lot of motherfuckers out there just talking shit to the cops, and then when they ready to get busy,
right. We got nobody the cops would arrest because they're scared that they're gonna put out a message that everyone's gonna follow. Think about that. We don't got nobody that if they arrested right now, that everyone's gonna be outside the courthouse saying free that man right now, like they did for Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Like when they arrested them dudes, them motherfuckers marched up to the courthouse and the precinct like let him free now. You know what I'm saying? So.
But see, that's when it's okay for motherfuckers to be all going crazy. Once you know what I'm saying, they arrest your black leader or something, or your leader too. Once they arrest your leader, you gotta go all the way. And I think that's how people was looking at George Floyd, that they took his life so wrongfully and heinous. It was a heinous murder that people feeling the brunt of it. And to be honest with you, a lot of the white people that's out there that's protesting, they feel the way too. Like they kind of tired of this shit too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about just skin color really, because there's white people that grew up around black people in a black community that all they know is the black culture, and they feel the way. They may have a different outlook on it because their skin color is different, and they probably don't face the discriminatory things that black people go through, but they tired of it too. It's something that's really tired of this shit as well. You know what I'm saying?
As it should be, yeah. As it should be, for real.
Abraham, it's good.
Yeah. Well, let's keep moving because we have 13 minutes. I wanted to talk about how they do have, we discussed a little bit about it, but let's kind of go into the fact that there's some setups happening now as far as people who are looting that have nothing to do with the cause, and they're being caught. I mean, we have cops being caught. There's a cop that was had a hammer and he's walking around with an umbrella. He had a gas mask on, dressed in all black. He got caught smashing AutoZone, and people are like, wait a minute. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? They found him and like, yo, are you a cop? And he kind of tried to scurry off. But yeah, so what to make of the fact that we have the police in plain sight burning their own cars, burning down businesses, and they're not really being called. The news is not really covering it. That what they call bad actors. That's the term that's used in
but that's what
politics. Bad actors.
All of the people out there with their phones filming shit, they are the news reporters.
Right.
Like all of the shit that you're not going to see on the news, that's what you're seeing on social media, because people are out there filming it. So they are the reporters. You feel me? Like if there's a person out there running around just filming shit and getting all of the good news, they can make a real good check by selling all of that footage to some of these news broadcasters. Because some of these news broadcasters, they're really not out there in the trenches. Like,
and they're getting arrested. They're getting shot. You heard about that, right? The news reporter got shot from CNN. News reporters are getting arrested. A white lady was shot at one of these by the police. Here's the thing that I think is interesting. Where's the new spike in COVID-19 cases? So we've been on lockdown this whole time, being told that we got to social distance, or coronavirus is going to spread crazy. Everybody's outside. We see it. Everyone's outside. Everyone's congregating. No one's 6 feet apart. And yet we don't hear anything about new COVID-19 cases. So who's lying? And were we lied to about the COVID-19 in a way where maybe doesn't it spread as easily as we thought it did? Because right now I don't see anyone rushing to the hospitals because they're protesting. I don't hear anything about people rushing to the hospitals. We see no news footage. We don't see any videos of people
Just give it
suffering.
one more week. Just give it one more week and we'll see. We'll see. Because right now it's still a weekend. So people gotta take some time for a cold to really kick in if that's what it is. Because you're right, it could be all a hoax anyway. And this all could have been something to make the people get uneasy. And you know what I mean? Like dude could have really been sent out there. That cop could have really been sent out there to kill that nigga on camera just to
That's
incite
what I'm
people.
saying. Because remember when COVID-19 first took off, they brought in all the tanks, right? And we were like, why are people bringing tanks in the neighborhood? Like, you heard it. Everyone said, oh, yeah, we see tanks driving in the neighborhood when we first had the shutdown. But the tanks weren't used for nothing because nobody rioted. But the minute that they killed George Floyd, everyone started rioting. So people didn't riot for the shutdown. They rioted for George Floyd. And now you see the cops actually using the tanks, rolling the tanks out, running around with military equipment in the street talking about, go inside, go inside. There's videos of them doing that on some like crazy, you know what I'm saying, martial law, shooting at people, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, I seen some interesting videos. So it's like, yeah,
Yo,
was this
bro,
all a
I
setup?
want to just say this. I want to say this. For all y'all people that's out there looting, what y'all need to be doing is looting them gun stores and getting guns and ammo. That's what y'all need to be looting. Like that real talk. Y'all need to be looting the gun stores, arming up with your guns and your ammo. Cause yo, all of them rocks y'all throwing, if them cops start shooting at y'all,
Them
them
bricks ain't
rocks
doing
ain't gonna
shit.
stop no bullets.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop no bullets. Like seriously. If you on the front line and you ready to go all the way, what y'all need to be looting is the gun stores with the fucking guns and the ammo and arm up because it's only gonna get worse.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
if all of this shit dies down, let's say this is June now, we're going into the summer. Let's just say by mid-June, if all this shit dies down and everybody's back to partying and pool parties and all of that shit, then clearly it's going to show that none of this shit was worth it. None of it was worth it. Because they didn't even arrest the other cops. They only arrested that one cop. But
Right.
the autopsy report came back, and it came back stating that dude died from the compression of his neck and the compression that was on his spine and his back from his wound. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was losing oxygen from the pressuring on his neck, oxygen to the brain, and then his lungs couldn't fully pump the air correctly because those other two cops was on his back. While that other cop backed everybody up for them to commit that murder. But yet those other cops didn't even get arrested. They actually still getting paid. So what laws have to be changed is the way these cops are dealing with people, certain people. Because clearly you notice when it was the white boy murderer dude that shot up the schools, and it was the other, you know what I'm saying, the white people that was killing up mad people,
They're getting burden. Yeah.
they are arrested in such a lenient manner. But yet here it is, this man was quote unquote accused of giving a fraudulent 20 or a bad check. And this is what they do to him. And looking at
And
all
they
of the
beat him
videos,
up too. And we got footage supposedly them
they
whooping
was
his
beating
ass
him
in
up
the
first
car.
in the car. They was
Right.
beating him up first in the car. Then when
Right.
they pulled him out, that's when they got on top of him and kept him there and bodied him. They
Bro,
killed him.
was
Like
good,
they
bro.
knew they were going to kill him.
Right.
So something, all this rioting and looting and protesting and all that, some laws have to be changed the way the police are policing. Because clearly black people is not getting treated equally as other people. Because you see the difference in how they arrest black people to how they arrest white people.
Right.
It's
Completely different.
clearly a difference. People could say, oh, you racist or this or that. But yo, the proof is in the pudding. You can clearly see. Just like everybody looked at the video of George Floyd and how he got killed, you can clearly see the difference from when other nationalities or other ethnic groups get arrested as opposed to black people. It is a clear as day difference. You know what I'm saying?
My boy Rojas said Dylan Roof, the dude that shot the church. They took him to McDonald's.
Exactly.
You know, and gave him a bulletproof vest. Yeah.
After he massacred a church. Exactly.
They wanted
Now,
to protect him from the community to make sure
right.
the community
How
couldn't
you
kill him.
protecting this guy when he just killed little kids? You can't tell me those cops don't have children that they was feeling a way about. They all did, but yet what made them be so lenient and nice with him? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They could have easily fucking put a knee on his neck, and it would have been just deserved.
Rojas said they should have smoked his ass on sight.
That's a fact. I agree with you. He should have got bodied on sight for killing them kids. All of those school shooters should have got bodied. But here it is now. This black man was accused of some bullshit ass petty crime, which it wasn't
Petty
even
crime.
true. And it wasn't even true. And they excessively fucking whipped his ass and fucking killed him badly. And he was praying for his life, screaming for his life. Mommy, yo,
crying for his mama.
They're hurting my neck. Everything is hurting. I heard all of that.
Yeah.
So what is the difference with how they arresting black people as opposed to them arresting other ethnic groups?
And supposedly he knew the guy. Supposedly he knew the guy.
Yeah,
for 17 years. But you see that I think his name Derek Chauvin or whatever. Derek Chauvin, his wife left him to he filed for divorce. Yeah, it's strange. You know, these like you said, the other 3 police officers had this been a crime in a neighborhood where there's 4 people involved in a murder and 1 person killed the person, right? One trigger man. But other 3 people that are accomplices, everybody would have got charged with murder. But in this case, like Nicki Minaj said that, but in this case, yeah, only 1 person is charged. How are we gonna wrap this up, man? We have like 4 minutes left. You know, what's the takeaways? Well, what's the takeaways to what we can say about today, man?
Well, like I said, man, you know, we got to get something out of this. Like something has to be done out of this. All of this stuff can't be in vain. You feel me? Right. It can't be in vain, man. That's it. Like something got to come out of this. You feel me?
What change would you like to see?
Look, I like what your guy said. People, instead of recording, should have jumped in and fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to die for what you're fighting for. Yeah. Or why fight. I agree 100%, and I've been saying it.
You're the first person that
then you cannot go out there and just be on some fucking regular shit. And definitely don't be out there talking mad shit to the cops, talking about fuck y'all, suck my dick and all of that. You can't do that if you ain't really ready to go out for the cause, man. Or just stay home and look at that shit on TV. Right. That's it, B. Like, that's what I want to say. That's the main thing of this. Like, don't go out there if you ain't really ready to be on the ballot. That's it. All of the peaceful marches, if y'all gonna be peaceful, great, be peaceful. But if you know you're going out there and you really angry and frustrated, which all of them are, and y'all gonna do some looting crazy shit, and you gonna talk shit to the cops, be ready to swing, or be ready to do something. Be ready to snatch that gun. Be ready to do something. Don't be ready to just talk shit. No, because dudes wanna just talk shit and then get arrested. You wanna talk shit and get beat up and then get arrested. What is that doing?
They actually were manhandling cops, though, man. Some people, there's some videos. The cop jumped on someone, and the crowd rushed the cop, and I'm like, man, this is the kind of stuff I want to see.
They should have.
And they should have. That should have. The good thing about that is that's exactly what should happen in the Floyd case. And now that we see that, I hope that we're going to repeat that kind of behavior. That we see the cop takes one of us down and record us till we die.
With their phone trying to film shit and talk shit. Yo, jump on that motherfucker. Jump on that, man.
If you're in George Floyd's situation, right, and I hope no one's in this situation, if a cop is treating you that and you see other people around you, my advice is point to someone like, hey, you in the red shirt, help me. Call someone directly. What George Floyd didn't do, and I'm not saying it's his fault, but he didn't call out anyone directly. Help me. You right there standing with the phone. Come help me. Get him off me. Put someone in power.
That guy that was standing there filming the whole shit, that guy and that girl, they clearly seen that man was dying right there. He didn't have to tell him.
I'm not saying he had to, but I'm saying that's a good way to make people accountable. It's like if you ask somebody, yo, can you watch my seat real quick? It's like that. It's different than just letting your seat go and telling someone, yo, can you watch my seat? It's like one of those things. So I'm just trying to give as much information as possible. So if anyone's in this situation, they could call for specific help. Like I could say, yo, world, help me, or like try to empower people to do something. That could have possibly saved them. But yo, this is the Big Homie Podcast. We got 20 seconds left. I'm Shake Out the Models.
Yo, y'all just as guilty if y'all let somebody, a cop murder a dude, and you standing there watching it. You're just as guilty.